Welcome to the very first episode of R&C Adventures. I'm Ricky,
I'm Christy.
and we're here to tell you what you can expect with our channel and how it applies to your everyday life. We hope that by watching our channel, you get helpful tips, tools, and encouragement to help you as a visually impaired or totally blind person in your everyday life.
And maybe some entertainment as well.
That's right. We're going to come to you hopefully once a week with things about struggles that we go through as visually impaired or blind people, things that we use, everyday use, maybe for labeling around the house, organizing, all the way up to tools and tricks that we use with different apps or different devices that we use. We're also going to talk to you a little bit about adaptive sports and about adaptations to adaptive sports that you can do with your family or friends. We're also going to talk a little bit about some beauty products, right, Christy?
Absolutely.
And Christy's going to put some makeup and lipstick on me and see if she can help this ugly mug of mine. Then luckily, if you're totally blind, you're not being able to see it anyway. But we just want to find an outlet for us to be able to share some of the experience in life that we've had, not only as individuals, but as parents, students, athletes, and professionals.
Some of my favorite is the travel.
And the travel, that's right. We're going to talk about traveling, not only with traveling independent, maybe in the airport and different things like that, but we're going to talk about traveling as a blind person in cruising and other adventures that we go on. And hopefully what we're hoping is you will share with us your thoughts, your ideas, your struggles and questions and all that good stuff. So why don't we take a moment, Christy, and talk about who we are and why these people should listen to anything we have to say. So why don't you start talking about you for a little bit?
All right. Like I said, my name is Christy. I am in Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. At the age of 10, lost my vision to I don't know what. Was misdiagnosed up until the age of 15. Was still misdiagnosed, but at least got some sort of diagnosis of being visually impaired. And now, over 25 years later, have enough vision to be dangerous, as I like to refer to it as. My kids they've learned to not be straight in front of me. They will get knocked over if I'm moving way too fast because I don't see them. Just like a lot of other people, I've struggled through life trying to find where I fit in, who I am, where I belong, trying to be like everybody else, and learning that it was better for me to just be me. And along the ways, having lots of interesting adventures along the way, learning
How to do stuff.
how to do what works for me and our family. We have, between the two of us, we have 3 kids.
Go ahead and say it.
His, hers, and ours is what we call it. We have our 13-year-olds and a 5-year-old.
Right.
And I travel with a cane. I also have a guide dog that I use quite a bit. I love him quite a bit. I've only had him for almost 2 years. I think that sums me up.
Okay. Well, for me, I grew up in East Tennessee in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. No, contrary to popular belief, we do not glow in the dark. But when I grew up, I was one of the only visually impaired students in the Oak Ridge Public Schools at the time. I was born legally blind, and I have stigmatism, aniridia, nystagma. Later on in life, I grew to have the vascular grafting, which is the blood vessels growing across the cornea. And then after that, I developed glaucoma through my diabetes and other things. So, like Christy, went to public schools, struggled to figure out who I was socially, figure out what tools, what things in life worked for me. For the long time, I tried to deny my vision impairment, tried to act like I was, quote, normal, like everybody else, didn't want anything to stand out. I had large print books. I had the large print books that you tucked under your stomach to read the top of it, those big, huge things. I had the slant board. I had a CCTV. I had magnifiers, all that kind of stuff. I even had the telescope things to look at the board and things like that. So, in school, I tried to keep myself normal, but in the process of doing that and trying to fit in, Christy, you may not know this about me, but back in the day, I was a bit of a break dancer, or thought I was at least. I would, during school dances, I would break dance so that I would get attention, thinking it was the way to fit in, but it caused me more problems and more times of people making fun of me. I dealt with bullying and different things, like I'm sure a lot of other visually impaired or people who just find themselves being different, whether it's a visual disability, maybe it's not a disability at all, maybe it's just a social way that you are. And then, leaving high school, I had to figure out who I was. I went through my senior year, I actually lost my left eye right at the graduation point. And so at that moment in time, I had a lot of soul searching to do. Had to figure out who I was. I really found myself at one point blaming God, blaming everything in the world other than just accepting who I was. It wasn't until, 5-6 years ago, maybe a little longer, where I really accepted who I was. Slowly since my senior year, I lost all of my vision. Now I'm totally blind. Like Christy, I use a cane, and I also have a guide dog, a beautiful black lab. She's a wonderful young lady and works really hard. Her birthday will be coming up in about a week or so. So don't let me forget that. Mm-hmm. But we've been together for almost 2 years.
No, you are 2 years.
We are 2 years. And before that, I had another guide dog, Pearson. I retired him, and actually today is his birthday.
It is.
So happy birthday, Pearson. He was a black lab as well. So over the years as an adult, I've found different types of professions that I've been in, everything from janitorial work and fast food. I went into the business enterprise program, the Randolph Shepherd vending program. I've taught for many years at the Tennessee School for the Blind as a teacher assistant. I've also, 10 years ago today, myself and my younger brother Dwayne, we started up the Tennessee Association of Blind Athletes, and that's how Christy and I met 2 years after that. And so had some experience there. Currently, I work with another nonprofit called the One Touch Self-Defense Project, where Christy and I both work at. I'm the financial officer, and Christy is the administrative assistant. So we have some big roles there. We've also been very active with the National Federation for the Blind, the American Council for the Blind, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, and the Lions Club. As Christy said, of course, with the 3 children, being athletes, we've also went back to school. So we have a lot of experience in different areas. It doesn't make us experts. That's the first thing I think as a caution or just something we want you to understand words are not finding me right now, but the things that we'd want you to understand is we're not in any way saying that we're professionals on the subject of blindness or visually impaired. We're not professional. I mean, or we're not associated as O&M instructors, so we're not going to talk to you about cane travel necessarily in how to do cane travel. We might show you examples of how we do things, but we're not going to show you and tell you this is the way you should do it. That's just not our business. There's professionals out there that do that. We're going to talk to you about many subjects where we're just giving you our perspective. We've been very descriptive in our About Us page on our YouTube channel here, that where we've chosen our words very carefully. We're giving you our perspective on our adventures in life. We don't look at our situations as blind or visually impaired as a burden or a problem or something that should keep us back from doing what we want to do. We kind of take it as there's a saying out there that your blindness should be a characteristic that's thought about way after everything else. After you talk about, well, Christy's a female, she's a mother, a wife, a teacher, a self-defense instructor, this, that, and the other. Oh, by the way, she happens to be visually impaired, and that's how we see things. Anything to add to that?
Seems like you covered it.
So that's kind of pretty much our take on this channel and on our situation. We want to inspire you and empower you through all the work that we've done with the various nonprofits that we've worked with and individuals that we've talked to. Christy and I have went and we've done public speaking. I do a little bit of motivational speaking from time to time. And we just want to educate, to inspire, empower people to live life to its fullest and do everything in the world that they want to do, and find the ways around the thing that holds them back to do the things they want to do. So what we'd like for you to do is, number one, please subscribe to our channel. Help us develop this channel into what you would like to see it to be by leaving us comments, telling us different things about yourself, or telling us about your challenges in life, things that you'd like to see us cover. Please feel free to drop us an email and let us know more about who it is out there that's watching us and what suggestions you have. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach us at the email address of R&C. Oh, let me start that over. We went through so many versions. RNC Adventures, the number one, at gmail.com.
And it'll be below as well.
Yeah, we'll link it below. And
hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you liked it.
That's right. And go ahead and turn on the notifications as well, because we're going to try to, like I said, we're going to try to at least upload something once a week. We're hoping to do more, but as you can tell with our description, we're pretty busy people. So if we can load more than one video a week, we'll do so. Once we get started, if everybody wants to see something like a Facebook page or other social media accounts, we'll be sure to set that up, but we're going to wait and see how this takes off. So we hope you enjoyed the episode. Do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay.
Short and sweet. That is my...
That's your philosophy. And mine's the opposite. So I do a lot of talking and she nods and grins and says, corrects me when I'm wrong, as you could tell. Anyway, we hope you had a good time learning a little bit about us. As we go along, I'm sure more about us will come out. We'll have more deeper discussions about maybe struggles that we went through as kids and adults, that sort of thing. So again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Remember, you can accomplish anything you want, and remember to live life
to its fullest.
to its fullest. Have a great day.
Bye.